Attempt to tackle radicalism and separatism in France seems to have failed. Emmanuel Macron is accused of misreading the situation after speaking out and taking action against growing unrest there. So why can France not tackle this successfully? At the same time, France is set to make a fresh pledge of investments of up to 14 billion rand to South Africa. This will be made at the 3rd South Africa Investment Conference. The French ambassador Aurélien Lechevallier joins us now. Lots to talk about. Good to see you. It has been a while. Before we get on to the good news about the investment, because we want to end up on a high, let's talk about what's happening in France. And it's really disturbing to see what is happening there on the streets. I mean, years and years of unrest when it comes to those communities. What was the thinking of the president when he tried to tackle this, which seems to have backfired?
Well, thank you very much, Jane, for having me. It's good to see you. I think it's very important to say that Islam is a very well-respected religion in France, that we have a strong Muslim community. Muslim people are free to believe in what they believe in. They are free to pray. They are free to go to the mosque. They're free to express themselves. And France really respects all the religions. You know, we are strongly against these manipulations that sometimes people use or make to try to change this kind of a very clear explanation. Because in France, of course, it's a republic, and we tend to separate the religion and the government, if I may say. So we respect the religions, but the religions are organized by the churches, by the mosque, and we don't interfere in this. This is our system. It's very important to understand that. The state or the government is neutral, if you want. What we are strongly opposed to, of course, is violence, is crime, is terrorism. So when that happens, we have to look at where it comes from. And unfortunately, we see that people, groups, organizations sometimes misuse religion or corrupt religion beliefs to foster violence and to organize crime. And I think our common enemy is not religion at all. Our common enemy is terrorism. And terrorism is unfortunately affecting many countries all around the world, in France, in Europe, in Asia, in Africa. Unfortunately, we saw what happened in Mozambique, for example, in the recent days. It's very, very, very sad. And we don't want to forget that most of the victims of terrorism actually are Muslim people.
So can I just jump in here? I mean, you say that the religion is respected, and I'm sure it is, and that the government doesn't interfere, but many Muslims feel, and they've been marginalized, that France is continue to victimize them by getting involved in what they wear. Where they say, you know, many other Arab countries, that's a form of suppression against women. And that is a form of interference. I mean, sadly, you know, displaying things like the Hebdo caricature of Muhammad, you know that that's going to ignite some sort of violence. So surely there's a better way of tackling this problem.
Well, I know that's the way many people think, but actually the state is very neutral and very respectful, and there are no discriminations whatsoever against any religion in France and any communities. The thing is, there is a very sensitive issue with the cartoons. And we understand that people can be offended. But, you know, if you want to look at the reality, in France we respect the freedom of the press, the freedom of the media. And it's true that there will be maybe 1, 2, or 3 papers or magazines where you can find on a regular basis articles or cartoons quite, you know, criticizing or offensive, if you may say, against religions, against the Christian religion, against the Muslim religion, against Buddhism, against Jewish religions. That's true. But at the same time, you will find many newspapers and magazines promoting religion freely, you know, speaking very well and in a very positive way about the religion, Muslim, Christian religion, etc. That's the way it is in France, and we respect that. So it's not true to say, for example, that the government is supporting such or such cartoon. The fact is that we are supporting the freedom of the media. If you feel offended, well, you don't want to look at that too closely, maybe, and sometimes we all feel offended by a cartoon, but we also cherish the way people can express themselves freely, and the press can be free also, because that's the heritage of our shared values.
All right, so let's talk about trade in South Africa. The foreign minister who's here, trade minister, pledged 14 billion rand. What is it that you expect to come out of this relationship with South Africa?
Yeah, it's very important because last week we received the French trade minister in South Africa. I think it was the first foreign visit of a minister since the beginning of the lockdown, so quite an important move and a show of also friendship and support to the South African economy and to our economic bonds. Last year at the South African Investment Summit, French companies collectively pledged 20 billion rands of investments for the next 5 years, and we will be very happy to confirm next week, during the investment summit with President Ramaphosa, that these investments are confirmed in spite of the COVID-19 situation, and that we will add extra investment in South Africa in different sectors, including energy, including the media, including agribusiness, etc. So we will increase our investments in South Africa, and that's what the French trade minister announced or confirmed last week when he visited South Africa.
Well, we appreciate every penny that we can get. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for coming in. And I believe Macron might be coming here next year, so I look forward to speaking to you.
Yeah, we are preparing a presidential visit, hopefully during the first quarter of 2021. So stay tuned, and we will let you know.
To meeting him. Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you very much, Shane.